Hey, thanks for checking out this episode of the Screen Facts with Jason Davis podcast. Every Wednesday, we talk about a movie that we've enjoyed, and we throw in some fun trivia facts for you during the conversation. Please like us at facebook.com/screenfacts. Post your comments or questions or your favorite scenes from the movie. You can also tweet me at Jason Davis Voice or email screenfacts@yahoo.com. Joining me once again on the podcast, my good pal, Erik Reitz. Welcome, sir.
Hi, Jason. How you doing?
Good. Good to have you with me again for another fun-filled episode.
Thrilled to be here. Talking about one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's another comedy classic.
From the 80s.
Released July 25th, 1980, to be precise.
Caddyshack.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Starring Chevy Chase, Rodney Dangerfield, Ted Knight, Michael O'Keefe, Bill Murray, Cindy Morgan, and Sarah Holcomb. Mm-hmm. Directed by Harold Ramis, it's his directorial debut. The producers actually had a backup plan prepared. Mm-hmm. If they didn't like what they saw in the dailies that he was supplying early on in the production.
Right.
After the first few days, they kind of said, you know what, it looks like he's got this.
Well,
so
I mean,
we're good.
Even though it was his first direction, I mean, he had done stuff with a little movie called Animal House.
Right, he was a writer on Animal House.
So you think, okay, there's a little bit of positive history there.
Yeah.
But I guess directing is lot more involved than just writing.
I was talking with Tim. We did the podcast for Ghostbusters recently. Right. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we couldn't help but gush over Harold Ramis during that.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, I'm not going to run down the list of all of the great movies that he was involved in again because I did that with Tim.
Yeah, right.
Animal House was the one that kind of set it off as a writer. Right. But then it was just after this, it was one after the other. It was just amazing.
It's like everything he did was gold.
Yeah, and he was actually one of the writers on this movie, too, along with Bill Murray's brother, Brian Doyle Murray, who's in the movie.
Right.
And Doug Kenny, who was also one of the writers on Animal House.
Okay.
So, you know, these guys were all National Lampoon guys.
And also some Saturday Night Live guys in there.
Exactly.
Rodney Dangerfield, who's, I mean, he's like an icon walking just bigger than life.
Oh, absolutely.
In and of himself.
Absolutely. The movie was inspired by Brian Doyle Murray's memories of working as a caddy at a golf club. Mm-hmm. The Baby Ruth scene, the famous Baby Ruth scene in the movie.
Dookie!
was actually based on a real experience at his high school. I mean, that's amazing.
Then he did it, right? I
don't know
he actually did the prank.
Did you read that?
I read that somewhere,
okay,
yeah.
Okay, then it must be true.
Yeah, it has to be, yeah.
It has to be.
It was on the interwebs. It's got to be true. So, well, and I always wondered why there's Brian Doyle Murray. Apparently, back when he started getting into the acting business, there was another Brian Murray already out there.
Okay.
So he decided to take his wife's last name and hyphenate it. So his wife is, Beatrice Doyle.
Oh, that's very cool. I never knew that.
Okay, I'm lying.
Oh, you suck. You suck.
But it's like his grandmother's maiden name, something like that. I just wanted to say Beatrice.
You suck, man. I totally believed you, too. I'm such a sucker.
Well, and Murray's, there's 9 kids.
It's amazing. Brian Doyle Murray, Bill Murray, John Murray, I've seen in stuff.
Mm-hmm. There's also Joel, Peggy, Nancy.
John Murray, I think he might be the youngest, John. He was involved in this movie. I remember what I read. He was kind of on set, and every time a plane was approaching, he would tell them to stop shooting so that they wouldn't have a plane flying overhead.
Oh, how annoying.
And, the sound from that. Yeah.
How annoying. The story takes place in Nebraska.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're filming it all the way in Florida.
Okay.
And the reason I found out about that was because that was the only place where they could find a golf course that would allow them to
blow it up?
Well, no.
Okay.
All right. But it was somewhere, the owners were like, yeah, sure, you can film a movie, no big deal. The blowing up, however, apparently they didn't know everything. And some of the producers, when they were getting ready to film that, first of all, the crew built a gigantic pile, of dirt and stuff to make a nice, pretty explosion.
Okay.
And the producers or whomever took the owners out for lunch so that then they could basically blow up an entire
little diversionary tactic.
Because all those explosions were real. There was like 4 or 5 set off.
Yeah.
And the one huge fireball at the end, that was the one where they at least built a big pile of dirt.
Okay.
But can you imagine coming back? You're coming back and
your golf course is decimated.
Your golf course is blowing up.
Well, I also read that they chose Florida instead of L.A. because they thought it would be far enough to keep the executives from the studio, out of their hair.
Yeah, well, maybe that also kind of plays back to why they wanted to see Ramis' stuff every day.
Yeah. Low budget, $6 million, which even back in 1980 wasn't a lot for a movie, probably. It ended up grossing $39.8 million. The only golf movie that has grossed more than this is Tin Cup, the Kevin Costner movie.
Chick flick. Who cares? You know what? Take back your Tin Cup. Take back your, was it Happy Gilmore? Mm-hmm. Nothing. Nothing compared.
Some people love that. I never got into Adam Sandler full on.
No, not really. He was okay, but he kind of does the same thing over and over. And we've already talked too much about him.
Okay, moving on.
Move on.
Moving on. Let's jump right in and talk about this cast. I mean, first off, a lot of improvisation going on this set.
Big time, obviously.
Big time, because you got heavyweights that can really do it well.
Right. Then you've got Bill Murray and
Chevy Chase
coming from Saturday Night Live, big improv backgrounds.
Even Rodney, too.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is that Rodney didn't get that when he was doing something, he wasn't hearing any laughs, and he thought he was bombing.
Oh, no. Yeah, because he was a stand-up guy.
Right. So he had to be told, like, no, Rodney, you're awesome. It's just we have to be quiet or else we have to retake everything.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't really have a lot of acting experience. In fact, this was probably his debut, too, right?
I think so.
He's got the best lines in the movie, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
As great as Bill Murray is, and Chevy Chase, too, Rodney Dangerfield, his one-liners, hey, you must have been something before electricity, like that kind of stuff. That's so funny.
This is the worst looking hat I ever saw. Must come with a free bowl of soup.
It looks good on you, though.
Oh, yeah.
So funny. The funny thing is that Ted Knight, who was like, a pretty well-established actor.
Sure. Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah.
He had his own TV show when he was a cartoon artist.
Yeah. Oh, Too Close for Comfort. I remember that with Jim J. Bullock.
Oh, my God. Yes, Jim J. Bullock.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But, Ted Knight had a reputation of being a really good guy, real easy to work with and stuff, but he had a hard time wrangling these other guys that were all improvisation.
Well, yeah, it was not his, he was actor.
Out of his, he was out of his element a little bit.
Yeah, and also there was a lot of partying going on.
Yeah, there was definitely shenanigans going on the set for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of stuff.
Absolutely.
The movie started out with these guys having smaller roles.
Right.
And it was supposed to be more about Danny and all the other caddies.
Right, yeah.
And they probably shot stuff and they were looking at it going, it's not going anywhere. There's nothing happening here, and they kind of switched everything around and beefed up the roles for the really funny guys.
Right. Well, Ramis apparently, aside from the hour and whatever the movie is, hour 40, 50 minutes, whatever, there's another 4.5 hours in the can.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine? I mean, I would love to see. I saw a few things on the intrawebs, and some of the scenes, some not so funny, but there's got to be gold in 4.5 hours laying on the floor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's funny stuff, but I mean, again, is it something that would fit in the movie?
Right.
Would it move the movie along? And that was the thing. They had to do so much editing just to make the movie make sense.
Was it Roger Ebert? He actually did give it a thumbs up, a mild, kind of chilly thumbs up. But he was saying that the main characters never really got involved with each other. It seemed too clipped apart. It didn't all flow together. And I don't particularly agree with them. I mean, I think, yes, we're seeing Bill Murray and Chevy Chase and Dangerfield kind of each performing their own thing.
Right.
But I think there's definitely enough melding of everything.
I think with the editing that happens, but that's probably what part of the problem was before they edited it to what we ended up seeing, that they probably were all over the place. And it's like, we got to get these people together.
Yeah. Well, like the one part where Chevy Chase plays through Bill Murray's Shack. Yeah.
Well, that's a great story,
What do you think of the place? You like it? Carl, this is awful. Well, I got some things on order.
It's a great scene. That whole scene, I bet, is improvised, too.
A lot of it, yeah.
It was kind of thrown together last minute because the studio and Harold Ramis came to a realization they have the two biggest comedy stars going right now.
Right.
That are supposedly in this gigantic feud because of the whole Saturday Night Live debacle.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't have any scenes together in the movie.
Right.
So let's get one going here,
Yeah, so they wrote it up just in a couple hours. And a lot of it was improv.
Over lunch.
Yeah, over lunch.
They literally sat down for lunch and they wrote the scene together.
Yeah, and
it's great.
It's a great scene. Bill Murray's like, everybody just thinks I'm kind of a dope, but I've got a 6-year plan. I'm going to be Maine groundskeeper in 6 years. That's my schedule. And, he's got the book, and he's been studying on all these types of grasses. He's like, oh, I made my own grass here. It's a mix of Kentucky bluegrass and California sinsemilla. And the great thing about this is you can play 36 holes on it during the day and take it home at night and just get stoned to the bejesus belt. And then they start smoking. He pulls out that gargantuan Marley boat of a doob, and they start smoking. And Chevy Chase is playing the straight guy, and he's trying, but he's coughing everywhere. And Bill Murray's, I don't know what, cheap wine or something. It's like cannonball. That was huge. All through college, we cannonballed all the time.
I love the scene with Bill Murray where he's got the pitchfork against the kid's throat.
Yeah, early in the movie.
The Dalai Lama scene.
That's great. And the thing is, the actor that he's with is really scared out of his mind. I mean, you look at him, he really is scared.
Sure.
Because it's a real pitchfork.
All improvised. Everything he says in that scene.
Great stuff. He's saying he went to Tibet, and he said that... he's a looper. I'm like, a looper? What the hell? Have you ever heard the term looper?
No.
I never heard the term looper.
Listen, I'm not a golf guy, though, so,
no, and I did look it up on that interwebs thing.
Is that a real thing?
It is a real term for a caddy. It's like, okay. But
and who do they give me? The Dalai Lama
himself. Flowing robes, the grace, bald.
Striking.
Like, so being bald is striking.
There you go.
Awesome. I feel much better. So he's talking about, he's telling the story. I'm on the first tee with them. He whacks one off. He's got a great swing.
Big hitter, the llama.
Big hitter, the llama. The ball lands at the foot of a glacier. This giant crevasse.
It's like so ridiculous.
It is, and it's great. So, do you know what the llama says? Gunga la gunga. Yeah. Gunga la gunga la. So they end up playing. So Bill Murray's going on with the story. He said, so we finished the 18th, and he's going to stiff me. And I say, hey, llama, hey. How about something,
for the effort?
For the effort. So the llama says, well, there will not be any money, but on your deathbed, you will have total consciousness. So I got that going for me.
So the funny thing
which is nice. Which is nice. That's a thing. I know it took a long time to get to the which is nice, but.
Well, it's funny because an interviewer jokingly asked the actual Dalai Lama if he's ever seen this movie.
Oh.
And he denied seeing the movie, but then he shyly muttered, "Gunga galunga."
Get out of here.
That's what
Are you
I read.
kidding?
That's what I read.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Bill Murray filmed all of his scenes in 6 days.
Nice.
He
Nice
just came in,
work.
and then the whole thing with the Cinderella story, where he's like destroying the flowers, that's again completely improvised. Harold Ramis simply asked him to imagine himself announcing his own fantasy sports moment, and then Bill Murray asked for 4 rows of mums, and then he did the scene. I love Rodney Dangerfield. He's the man. He's awesome.
He called me a baboon. He thinks I'm his wife. There's another one. Last time I saw a mouth like that,
it had a hook in it.
There you go. Ba-dum-bum. One thing that he said that actually I think is very smart, he said country clubs and cemeteries are the biggest wasters of prime real estate.
Yeah. So there was a little bit of controversy with this movie too, surprisingly.
Really?
You look at a movie like this and it's so goofy and everything else, you can't imagine that there was kind of any heavy-handedness going on. But Cindy Morgan, who plays Lacey.
Oh, Cindy Morgan. She was very cute in this movie.
She the sole boobage in this movie?
No, there was also, during the 15-minute caddy free time.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Pool,
That's right.
There's bigger boobage.
There's boobage. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But Cindy Morgan did not want to do the topless scene.
Okay.
Harold Ramis was prepared to change the scene. He said, you know what? No problem. We'll figure something out. Producer John Peters said that she would never work in Hollywood again if she didn't do the topless scene.
That's horrible.
In 2010, Cindy Morgan said that Peters' threat contributed to her voluntarily not taking any projects for a long time after doing this movie.
Well, I read that Michael O'Keefe, for that love scene, asked the crew for all of them to take their shirts off to just try to kind of ease the tension a little bit.
A little different, but okay.
Well, yeah, but, hopefully, it eased her up. I mean, she seemed to be comfortable in it.
Yeah, and like the scene that she does with Chevy Chase, too, even though she's not nude in that scene.
Right.
The scene with him was completely improvised, and when she says, "You're crazy," after he spills all the oil on her back,
right, yeah.
Her genuine reaction. I read that she was actually a little annoyed with him, too, because he was all over the place in the scene.
Right.
And it's kind of hard. When you're an actor, the big thing is reacting to the person that you're doing the scene
Right.
with.
That's
So-
basic improv is you're trying to say yes to the person before you to keep the scene moving along.
Well, this is the thing. If you're not used to doing improvisation and you're just trying to follow a script that you've been studying and learning, and somebody's like all over the place, it makes it very hard for you to do your thing properly.
Oh, yeah.
So she was a little frustrated working with Chevy Chase.
Yeah, she said that, before they're in bed and they're at the piano, I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. He's doing that whole thing. She didn't know that the film was running. The only real direction she had was Ramis told her, ask for a love song. And that's why that scene starts, and they both seem a little discombobulated. And then they're drinking, and she's acting a little drunk, and she said, well, sing a love song for me.
Sarah Holcomb, who plays Maggie.
Yeah.
She's not Irish. Or she's not from...
Really?
Or she's not from Ireland.
Are you saying that accent was fake?
Yes, I am.
Get out of here.
In fact,
No.
it was nominated for
Thanks
most...
for nothing.
In fact, it was nominated for most annoying fake accent in the female category at the Stinkers Bad Movie Awards.
Oh, that's hilarious. And when
she
I
was
saw
supposed to
that-
be an exchange student. That was in the original script, and then that obviously got tossed out. Same actress that played the mayor's daughter in Animal House.
Animal House, yeah. She was 18 when they did that.
All right, so who should we talk about next?
The bishop.
Henry Wilcoxon.
Yes.
Is the actor.
He did a whole bunch of Cecil B. DeMille movies.
10 Commandments.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can go on. He did Cleopatra, Samson, Delilah, The Crusades, Greatest Show on Earth, Man in the
amazing.
Wilderness, Last of the Mohicans, The Warlord.
But it's always funny when they take this really serious actor and they put him in a goofy comedy. Oh, yeah. Leslie Nielsen in Airplane, for example.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Brilliant.
I didn't know Leslie had any kind of career before Airplane until I saw he did all these
And there
like musicals.
He was a serious guy, too.
And he was a serious cowboys, did a lot of cowboy stuff. And it was weird seeing that.
So it's funny in this case, this guy and all this biblical stuff, and he's playing a bishop. And
Yeah. Bishop and Caddyshack.
I'm telling you, every time it rains really hard, and and somebody says to me, "Can you believe this rain?" And I'll always say, "Oh, I don't think the heavy stuff's coming down for a couple hours." With all the comedy heavy hitters in this movie, it's real easy to forget about some of the secondary players that are really good too, like Scott Columby, who plays D'Annunzio.
Yeah, the guy with the black hair smoked all the time. Apparently, he also was somebody that was upset that his part was getting smaller and smaller.
The way the script was originally written, where it was mainly about the caddies, it probably was a much different movie, and he probably had a much bigger part. So when you change it around and you're starting to focus more on the other characters, all of a sudden you don't need that guy.
Yeah.
You got to have him so Noonan has somebody to beat in the caddy tournament.
Right, yeah. I guess then I wish that they did have a little bit more background for him. So
I guess. So he's not just a one-dimensional guy that you hate because he's a dick to Noonan.
Yeah, a little bit more. Scott Columby, and then he moves on to Porky's, and now he owns a theater and he gives acting lessons and stuff. So he's doing some. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Cindy Morgan, she's involved in doing fundraisers for military family relief. So
cool.
I thought that was a nice thing to read about her.
It's great.
Yeah.
The gopher sequences in the movie.
A gopher is a varmint, and the only good varmint is a dead varmint.
All of the gopher sequences were written and filmed after most of the movie was shot. Originally, Harold Ramis wanted to use a live animal, if you could imagine that.
Oh, yeah. There's trained gophers all over the place.
My God.
Really?
You want to talk about something that would have put the film way over budget, probably?
Yeah.
John Dykstra was the guy who built the animatronic gopher.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he did other big stuff.
And the tunnels and stuff.
Well, and it's funny because when you watch those clips, they're a lot more crisp. They just look better. And that's because those were all filmed in a sound stage in the studio and everything.
Yeah, a more controlled environment.
Right. And the rest of the movie's just,
location.
outside.
Yeah.
So it's not as crisp.
Yeah, and they used the same noises that they used for Flipper for the gopher sound effects too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
We got to talk a little bit about Kenny Loggins too and the theme song.
Really?
I love that song. You kidding me?
Love that song.
I'm all right. Come on, dude.
Right.
I'm not going to sing it because I don't want to get sued, but I think it's a great song. And people forget Kenny Loggins was like the go-to guy for hit songs from 80s movies. I mean, it was this,
no doubt.
Footloose, Top Gun, Over the Top.
Over the Top? He did Over the Top?
He didn't do the theme song. He did a song called Meet Me Halfway for Over the Top, the Sylvester Stallone movie.
Yeah,
but
really?
it was a pretty good hit, yeah.
Okay.
they don't have theme songs in movies anymore. So it's really cool when you watch a movie like this.
Yeah.
And during the opening credits, when the Kenny Loggins song is playing, it's cool.
Yeah.
I dig it.
My college roommate actually really liked it, and he had a live concert version of it, and in some part of the song, there's a bow, bow, bow. I was like, what the heck is all that?
Well, that's in the studio version too, sort of. Like maybe
they don't do the bow, bow, bow part.
Maybe they do it a little bit more for live, I guess. But Kenny Loggins wrote the song after seeing a rough cut of the movie, and he kind of took inspiration from the Noonan character of, hey, I'm trying to find my way in this world. I'm all right. Don't worry about me. I want to find my own way. And he actually had Eddie Money sing a line in the song, "You Make Me Feel Good." But in a 2014 interview, Eddie Money said that he's not really a fan of Kenny Loggins because he never got credit for singing on the song.
Okay.
Make fun of me all you want. I think Kenny Loggins is a talented dude. You're going to make fun of me anyway. So
I will make fun of you.
So I'm going to stand firm on the fact that I think Kenny Loggins is a talented dude.
You know what? He can sing. He can play guitar a lot better than I can. So, of course, I can't do any of that. So.
He has more hit singles than you, too.
Yeah, just a couple. But talking about music for the movie, though, didn't Ramis want to actually use Pink Floyd?
That's what I read.
How would you make that work?
I can't even begin to wrap my head around that.
You know, I mean, they were filming in
Talk
1979.
about a weird choice.
Yeah. Well, actually, this was 1979. So Pink Floyd had just done The Wall, and they're touring. Right. And really, The Wall was a really, happy, lighthearted story. And the music was very catchy and
very feel
sweet.
good. Very feel good.
Yeah, I think they could have done something instead of another brick in the wall. Maybe they could have done like it's another ball in the hole.
Oh my God, we are going off the rails here.
All right, we're going off.
Let me steer this thing back on the tracks.
Okay.
So the actor who plays Spaulding, John F. Barman Jr., he never had another role after this movie.
Well, how could he follow that role?
Yeah. He's forever Spaulding, right?
Yeah, I mean, he drank. It was pretty funny. He drank, all that stuff.
With the cigarette butt.
And the cigarette butt. And then he runs out and he pukes in the car.
That's still a great gag when the guy sits in it and he slides.
Oh, I love puking in people's cars. It's great. It's great.
No, I don't mean the puking.
Oh.
I mean when the guy gets in the car and he just slides down the seat.
Yeah, and his wife is like,
yeah, exactly.
That was very good.
It's funny. I've seen this movie a number of times. But when I put it on last night, I forgot all about that beginning scene with all the kids in the house.
Yeah, the kids in the house.
It's such a weird, disjointed scene that has nothing to do with the movie, really.
I don't know if that was just to set up that he really needs to get a scholarship to go to college kind of thing.
That's the only logical explanation for why that's in there.
Maybe also because Brian Doyle Murray was part of writing it. They came from a big family.
Right.
Maybe he just kind of felt like doing that because there are a lot of things that they drew from their personal lives and making this movie.
Or maybe that was something that was in the original script that had more to do with the caddies and it never got edited out. Well, Eric, it's been a blast talking about this classic from the 80s with you.
I loved it. Thanks so much for having me.
There's no shortage of great movies from this time period.
Yeah.
And I know that I think for the next one you and I do, or at least one of the next ones you and I do, we should kind of switch gears. Instead of doing a comedy, we should talk about maybe like an action flick from the 80s.
Oh, totally.
All right.
I mean, there's a whole, but Total Recall?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll figure out which one we're going to do, but I really appreciate you coming in and taking the time to record with me.
Always. I live for this, man. Absolutely live for it.
I enjoy doing this, and I enjoy doing it with you, and I hope that you listening enjoy it as well. I mean, we really appreciate you tuning in, and please remember to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/ScreenFacts. Let us know if you have a favorite scene from Caddyshack, if you have any comments of your own. Remember, I'm at Jason Davis Voice on Twitter. You can also email screenfacts@yahoo.com. Please help others find the show by rating and commenting on iTunes. You can also show your support for the show by ordering ScreenFacts merchandise on the podcast page of jasondavisvoice.com. We have brand new car magnets that you can proudly display on the back of your car to show how much you love the show. Show theme music by audionautics.com. Thanks to wickedradionetwork.com and our announcer, Kim McKay from kimsvoice.com.
And that's all she wrote.
Screen Facts with Jason Davis is a production of Jason Davis VoiceOver. Visit jasondavisvoice.com if you need a voice for a commercial, narration, promo, internet video, e-learning or training program, and more. Click on the podcast page to get information about where you can download and listen to past episodes. Listen again next Wednesday for a new episode of Screen Facts with Jason Davis.